it's your girl Jane, and welcome to Daily Dose, the show where we talk about the hottest topics in K-pop. Where today, I will remember you. You will remember me. On August 6, 2015, SM Entertainment released a statement declaring businesswoman Jessica Jung would be parting ways with the company. Soon after, Jessica released her own statement confirming this, saying that, "I'm here to let you know that after negotiation with SM Entertainment, we have ended our contract and have officially decided to go our separate ways. I cherish the times I had with SM Entertainment, and I hope that there will be good fortune lying ahead for SM Entertainment." Now, although this is kind of sudden, I feel like we all saw this coming. At this point, where Jessica's going with her career, SM can't really do anything for her. Whether she's going to stick to designing or whether she eventually starts singing again or even goes into acting, it seems like she's spearheaded towards China. And although SM are bigwigs in Korea, they don't really have that kind of influence in China. Not to mention that I personally think that even though SNSD and Jessica are kind of over each other in a sense and have moved on, I don't think the public is done pitting them as enemies. And I feel like that makes things really awkward for SM, who manages them both. For example, when articles are released speculating what actually went on between SNSD and Jessica Jung, if SM decides to come to SNSD rescue and put them in a good light, it's gonna make it look like there was something wrong with Jessica and put her in a bad light. Conversely, if they decide to defend Jessica, it's gonna make SNSD look like bullies. Either way, SM will be hurting their own artists. And like I said before, people are always gonna pit SNSD and Jessica against each other. So if I was Jessica looking at this situation, I'd feel really, really hopeless, because anytime it's Jessica versus SNSD, SM's gonna choose SNSD. As awesome as Jessica is, there's no way that SM would throw a legendary group under the bus for Jessica's sake. SNSD is SNSD, so Jessica will never win that battle. Now, what I also noticed is that because of this, a lot of people are asking what's gonna happen with Crystal. Crystal and Jessica, of course, are siblings and are very, very close. If you've seen their show, Jessica and Crystal, you'll know that they depend on each other a lot and they're like best friends. And even when Jessica was first kicked out, people started to notice that Crystal was suspiciously absent from SM Town concert endings, a situation where she would have to interact with SNSD. So clearly this whole thing is affecting her. Now, a lot of people are going as far as to say that Crystal might leave SM herself, and I don't think that's happening, but I definitely think it puts Crystal in a kind of an awkward situation. Now, I stress that I'm not trying to pit anyone as the bad guy, but I feel like this split is probably for the best. And good luck to Jessica. Get lots of money with your Blanc & Claire, sell them scarves and them sunglasses. You do you, girl. So ever since Unpretty Rapstar wrapped up their first season, it seems like everyone has been awaiting news or a confirmation of a second season. Well, this week, wishes were granted when it was revealed that Wonder Girls Yubin, Sistar's Hyorin, and YG trainee Jennie Kim were all in talks to appear in the show. But unfortunately, instead of jumping for joy, everyone was more like, but girl. Now, what I thought was really, really funny is that after all the backlash they got from casting Airways Jimin last season, Mnet was like, you know what this show needs? More idols. Now, just because Yubin is kind of on the chopping block this time around, doesn't mean I'm gonna change my opinion when it comes to idols on shows like these. My whole problem with casting idols in these competition shows is that they're always gonna get an unfair advantage due to the fact that they bring in viewership and they have these big fandoms that really can influence how things go. Like, I feel like when it comes to eliminating an idol or bringing them onto a show like this, it's not only their performance that's looked at, but the fact that them being eliminated or not appearing on the program might result in like a dip in viewership is factored in, which essentially makes them way more valuable than your average contestant. And when it comes to Unpretty Rapstar, unlike Show Me the Money, there's not even like a formal audition process. So it's easier for big companies to just, get first pick because there's no way to expose that. But I've just been thinking about it because I'm so torn about this, and while it's unfair, I feel like we're giving this show too much credit. Like, we need to take it for what it is. Like, yes, last season introduced us to gems like Cheetah, Jessie, Timey, but at the end of the day, it's a TV show, which means above picking the best rappers, above making sure they show like hip hop and rap in like a genuine way, they want ratings and they want money. Two things that seem to kind of be built in when you cast idols and, you know, listen to big companies. It's like people are kind of okay with Jennie Kim. The biggest criticism I see from her is the fact that she's a trainee and she probably wouldn't be given this opportunity if it wasn't for the YG influence. But, you know, technically she's in the same position as Bobby. And also I'd like to mention that all these people were just in talks, and Mnet actually responded saying that there's a lot of people who are in talks, so this doesn't necessarily mean any of those girls are appearing on the show. But I feel like maybe she might prove us wrong. But I know Cheyenne K-pop on YouTube, she actually tweeted about this when it happened. She actually recently went to Korea and she was talking about like all these underground female rappers who would be way more suited for the show. So I get that sentiment too, that there's probably people who are better for this position, so why is this random trainee getting it? Now on for Hyorin, of course a lot of people were just confused because Hyorin is known for her vocals, not for her rapping. Not only that, but they have a designated rapper in Sistar and her name is Bora, so what is even going on? I actually saw people going as far as saying that, you know, this is disrespectful of Hyorin because she's making Bora look bad, or she took that position or that opportunity that should be given to Bora. And that's when I had to be like, now sis. Now one of the things that I hate more than fan wars is when people within the same group are pitted against each other. And I see this happening a lot with Hyorin especially. She was one of the first ones to be the breakout star of Sistar. So a lot of people, you know, come with the jokes, Hyorin and her backup dancers, and say, you know, people sacrifice everyone else's career for Hyorin. And I feel like that stuff's gotta stop, because imagine how awkward it is to read online as an idol that other people feel like you're ruining your other group members' lives. Now here's the thing, as somebody who's like a Bora stan, like out of everyone in Sistar, I love Bora the most. I have to say, she was not going on Unpretty Rapstar, sis. She was not going. Like, yes, Bora is the rapper of Sistar, but to me, more than anything, she's an entertainer that just happens to be the rapper. As in, they gave her that position of the rapper, so she does it to her best of ability, but she doesn't really seem like the one that was, you know, in the cut, right, in her best 16 ever since she was like a baby. So to say that somehow it was between Bora and Hyorin is kind of ridiculous, because that's assuming that Bora wanted to be on this show. And yes, she has expressed in the past wanting to start doing things like write her own rap lyrics, but once again, that's just her trying to do a job, because rappers usually write their own lyrics. Now you guys are probably thinking, okay, but all those things can apply to Hyorin. Like, she's not the rapper, so why does she get a chance? Now here's the thing, I feel like out of everyone in Sistar, Hyorin has always kind of been there for the music. She's always kind of expressed her want to kind of write lyrics, but her songs are always rejected by Starship and they're never put on the albums. But you know, she seems really, really passionate about music and music writing. And even if she's not a rapper per se, a lot of rapping is writing. So I feel like it just goes hand in hand. But I don't know, I just think the idea that like she shouldn't get a chance to do this because it makes Bora look bad is probably some of the dumbest stuff, and people really need to stop, you know, pitting all these group members against each other. Nobody's taking chances from each other. So like I said before, Mnet is still going through the selection process, so we don't even know who's going to be in it, but you've been fighting. I love you. So last but not least, after 94 years, we finally have an update on BAP. On August 2nd, TS Entertainment announced that BAP would be returning to the company, and I was like, nah, young! Tell him, girl. Just with the finger, the one finger. I don't want to read the whole statement, but summing it up, TS Entertainment basically expressed that they were able to regain BAP's trust in them and that they'd work hard on making a really bright future for BAP. Now, of course, my first reaction was just, run, BAP, run! After the way they treated BAP, even when BAP was making them so much money, how could they just go back? What kind of witchcraft, defense of the dark arts, voodoo magic, the TS Entertainment cast on BAP for them to want to come back? And I'm not saying that they have to show us the minutes from the meetings they had together, but the fact that they were so vague about how they exactly regained BAP's trust and what exactly the agreement was that they came to, kind of made me side-eye the whole thing. I mean, it reminded me a lot of the first time Ji-young and Nicole tried to leave Kara, and after a while the issues were just randomly resolved, only for them to then leave when their contract expires, leading me to believe that nothing really changed in terms of quality of management. They were able to just keep it together long enough until their contract expired. It seems like they're just putting a paper towel on a flesh wound. Then I started thinking to myself, TS Entertainment is not really in the right state financially to lose BAP. I mean, as much as I love Secret, they're kind of past their peak, and not to mention they've been having some kind of internal issues lately. And since they just debuted their new girl group Sonamu, they're gonna need stable funds from somewhere as they start pouring money into Sonamu, trying to make them big. So maybe TS Entertainment really did get themselves together and is going to start treating BAP right. But of course, that's my opinion. What do you guys think? Do you think something shady is going on between BAP and TS Entertainment, or do you think they really changed? What do you think about the fact that Mnet might be adding more idols to the second season of Unpretty Rapstar? And do you think idols should be avoiding shows like these altogether, or do you think they should have their chance too? And last but not least, what were your thoughts when you heard that Jessica would be officially leaving SM Entertainment? Also, for you sons out there, are you still supporting her? And also, Mau Mau's, I think that's Jessica's individual fan club name, are you still supporting SNSD? Make sure to let me know down below. Also, I want to tell you guys that I'm actually going to KCON New York 2015. I'll be there doing some fun stuff with Drama Fever, and if you see me, answer a couple questions, you might get yourself some awesome prizes. So, yeah. Also, I've been trying to, better my channel and, really get down to content that you guys want to see. So I made a little questionnaire and I have a link to it down in the description box. It's just a small thing asking, a couple things about my videos and content and stuff about K-pop. So if you have time, make sure to swing by there and answer some questions. Also, if you want to see more of me, I have a Tumblr, I have a Blogspot, I have an Instagram, I have a Twitter. Make sure to check those out. Last but not least, don't forget, if you like the video, like the video. If you love the video, share the video. Well, that's it for this episode. See you next time on Daily Dose.